I do believe that we are striking the right balance with this plan.
Coming up on Fox 44, the governor's stay-at-home order is almost over. Which businesses will be allowed to reopen and which will have to remain closed for now.
And COVID-19 has lawmakers scrambling to rearrange the budget, why Louisiana could come up $1 billion short.
Good Monday evening. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Chad Savity.
And I'm Kelly Brown. Thank you for joining us for Fox 44 News at 5:30. Today, there are almost 32,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Louisiana. That's a jump of almost 1,000 since Friday.
88 people did pass away over the weekend, bringing the latest death toll to more than 2,200 in the state. But there is more good news. More than 22,600 people are presumed to have recovered from COVID-19. And just a few hours ago, Governor John Bel Edwards making it official, announcing his stay-at-home order will be lifted this Friday as planned, and phase 1 of reopening the state will begin. This will allow many businesses to open their indoor areas at reduced capacity, but some will have to stay completely closed at this time. For a closer look at the new guidelines, let's check in with Fox 44's Abby Rocha. Abby?
Thanks, Chad. This news is certainly a sigh of relief for many local business owners. However, there are still guidelines they will have to adhere to as we move into phase 1 of reopening. Now, the governor is dividing businesses into 3 categories: essential, non-essential, and closed. Non-essential businesses can now open at 25% capacity as long as they continue to follow social distancing and PPE guidelines. The 25% capacity will include customers and employees combined. This category includes salons, nail shops, gyms, churches, and restaurants. The governor backs his new guidelines by saying they mirror the same model for reopening as the one released by the White House.
And the goal isn't to keep them from reopening, is trying to balance safety on the one hand in light of this public health emergency and the need to open more stores and get people back to work and get more customers into these stores and restaurants. That 25% is designed to allow for the strict physical distancing, social distancing that is called for in the White House guidelines. So it wasn't arbitrary. It wasn't some number that was just picked out of the air. It corresponds to the square footage of the business and trying to make sure that people can engage in those businesses safely.
Essential businesses will continue to operate as they were during the stay-at-home order, and businesses designated as closed, which includes spas, tattoo shops, and bars, will continue to stay closed at this time. Now, the governor said he's confident with reopening on a statewide level. However, his office is continuing to monitor COVID-19 numbers. Reporting live in Baton Rouge, Abby Rocha, Fox 44 News.
Abby, thank you very much. As she mentioned, here are the list of businesses that are soon going to be able to reopen their doors. Businesses like restaurants, casinos, nail and hair salons, and movie theaters, as well as churches, will be able to open at just 25% capacity. As for the other list, the businesses that have to remain closed: tattoo parlors, spas, bars that do not serve food, children's museums, amusement parks, and massage parlors will remain completely closed during phase 1.
And as we mentioned, the governor's decision closely follows guidelines from the White House to begin phased reopening. These include a 14-day decline in new cases and hospitalizations, as well as plenty of available PPE and hospital beds in case there's another spike in cases. Now, state health leaders say that the overall trend in Louisiana is positive, even though better testing is leading to more reported cases.
We did more testing, and fewer of the test results that came back were positive. So while we were seeing overall cases expand, we did think that some of that was a function of having more testing in the state. And along those lines, as we continue to have more testing, I would expect that to be the case in multiple regions.
Meanwhile, essential businesses like hospitals are seeing slight changes as they prepare for the state's reopening. Fox 44's Dion Guillory takes a look at 2 aspects related to hospitals. Are they ready, and their biggest fear moving forward?
Are you guys ready for phase 1?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think hospitals in general are way, way, way ahead of where we were when this began.
Dr. Chris Trevino with Our Lady of the Lake Ascension says hospitals now know what to do to manage a COVID-19 patient. He says testing is a major factor.
You know, our testing was 7 days, maybe longer when it first started. And that put us in a bind because we didn't even know if we were seeing a COVID patient or not.
He says testing results are back in about 24 hours. Ascension Parish has the second most COVID-19 cases in our area and the second highest number of deaths. Monday, Governor John Bel Edwards said the state is ready to move into a phase 1 reopening. But things won't change much for hospitals. You still won't be able to visit a loved one, and elective procedures will continue. Dr. Trevino says he's worried about having enough PPE and a large number of patients coming in the hospital at one time, but he says hospitals are the safest places right now.
We really have to put safety of our patients and of each other at such a high level that the general public is probably way safer here than most places.
Dion Guillory, Fox 44 News.
Dr. Trevino says the biggest concern is people who need medical care not visiting their doctors during this time.
The governor's move to end his stay-at-home order this week comes as COVID-19 leaves the state with much fewer dollars to spend. Fox 44's Harrison Golden joins us with that side of the story tonight, live from the state capitol. Harrison, good evening.
Chad, we've been feeling the pain of the coronavirus for months now, and finally today the state has lent it an official price tag. Now, the state's income forecasting panel projecting the state's coffers will be losing more than $1 billion by the time this is all said and done. That's in part because of high unemployment statewide and because of low gas prices. It was enough for one state economist today to say, quote, "This is Katrina all over again."
We're still going to be looking at some reductions, there's no question about it. We're going to have some budget cuts, the severity of which we're just not sure of yet. And we got to, now that we know this is the number we'll be working with, it gives us a better idea.
Now, millions in federal CARES Act dollars may be filling some of Louisiana's gap over the next few months, but all of that rides on whether Congress moves to let states use that money to offset revenue costs unrelated to the coronavirus, though somehow directly so as a result. So really, either way, lawmakers have through June 30th to pass a budget, whatever that looks like. We're still unclear at the moment. Over the next few weeks, we'll be having some budget hearings, different agencies and special interests talking about what they want in Louisiana's budget. All of that will be decided over the next few weeks, guys.
Harrison, thank you. Today, the Baton Rouge Diocese resumed school meal distribution more than a month after putting it on hold. This was the pickup line at Our Lady of Mercy School. The diocese, along with many public school systems, suspended grab-and-go meals near the end of March over safety concerns. Diocese leaders say families showed up in droves today.
I was really blown away by the number of people at all of our 4 sites, because my staff has called me and said, we've had an enormous turnout, and we're so happy and grateful for that. So we're going to meet those demands next week.
Meals are available at 4 locations in the Baton Rouge area from 10 until noon on Mondays. You can find the full list on our website. That's brproud.com. And any student 18 and younger is eligible, no matter where they are enrolled in school. Coming up, local musicians bringing some joy to healthcare workers. A look at the extra special concert, but first, let's see how traffic is moving in the capital city with Jesse Gunkel.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. And as you see here, obviously not a lot of cars on the interstate system heading across the bridge. Heading your way over into West Baton Rouge, it's now nice and clear coming back into the city. Again, just minimal traffic out there. Obviously, we haven't seen much near the downtown area. A little bit of traffic heading towards the 10-12 split, but no major backups or delays at this hour. So, again, just drive with caution out there. Make sure you buckle up and drive safely tonight. This traffic has been sponsored by Peyton Murphy at the Murphy Law Firm. Well, here's the story. As you notice your day tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. Really, things are looking good for the first half of the week. A little bit warmer tomorrow afternoon as we climb back into the mid-80s. We look for humidity levels to slowly climb in the coming days, and eventually we get back to the possibility of some rain. We'll talk more about when you can expect that after the break.